Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Spectrum Drama, where we take a look at the hottest posts on Spectrum for the week and give our opinions on them. So before we get started, if you haven't already, we would appreciate a subscription. Subscribe, click that subscribe button. Please, we want your subscriptions. No, we've got plenty of stuff coming out for Star Citizen. We've actually got a new video that comes out now on a Monday called Yellow Alert, which is breaking down all of the dev posts for the week. So giving you the rundown on what the devs have been saying in Spectrum, stuff like that. So it's quite interesting. So yeah, hit that subscribe button, like this video, because then we will like you too. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so first up we've got a post from John Bradley. Good old John Bradley. And it says, the 10th of October is still an important date for us. Please don't let us down. And basically the long and short of this is John Bradley understands that there's not a CitizenCon this year, not a physical CitizenCon, not even a digital one, and he's perfectly fine with that. He thinks it's reasonable for, you know, health and safety, all that kind of stuff. But if they don't bring out an additional video or something, you know, some sort of gameplay video, something that we haven't seen before, something new that you would normally get to see at CitizenCon, if they don't do that, I think John Bradley might explode.
We just have a little appreciation second for John Bradley, because this guy seems to rack out some posts that are fairly well upvoted by the community. I suppose that's kind of a metric for good post. So yeah, John Bradley, well done. Another one. Yeah,
do you know what? You'll see a fancy graphic on the screen now. John Bradley, you are our top poster for the year. I don't know. It's not exactly a prize, but well done, my friend.
Yeah, CitizenCon. Yeah, okay. So the 10th of October is still an important date. Let's be clear. And
yeah,
there's probably not many people in our community that know why this is an important date, other than Star Citizen.
Yes, explain it.
Because it is my birthday. CitizenCon just stole my fire, or my thunder, whichever one.
I reckon they actually contacted me and they said, what day would CitizenCon like work the worst for you guys on? I was like, well, it's Krako's birthday on the 10th of October. They were like, perfect. We'll overshadow him. It'll be fun.
Yeah. Let's fuck him right up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they really should put out something. We know they're doing something, but we don't know what. They've kind of hinted at some kind of event. Not in-game event, but something going on. And the most information we've got is some kind of vote for the next UEE president or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Which, you know, is a nice little lore piece, but in the grand scheme of, you know, the kind of information that we would have got from CitizenCon, that presidential vote is really nothing.
No.
Yeah, I'm with John Bradley. I want to see something, just something. Even if it's just like a pre-made video of some dude running around a busted space station. You know, he has to go do a bit of EVA, push and pull, mag boots, whatever, shoot some people. Show a ship we haven't seen before. They'll probably put that ship on sale, I would have thought.
Yes.
Because it's kind of running up to about that time.
Okay.
And I don't know, something really flashy. They went with the whole pyro thing last year, so I mean, you know, so much stuff that they could show in a video.
Yeah.
I just hope that if they do put a video out like that, it's not like 2 minutes of kind of information and then just faff for the rest of it.
That's kind of their style lately, though, is to kind of do a 2-minute video with 8 minutes of kind of buffer around the edge, just to kind of get them up to that 10-minute mark on YouTube, which I don't know if they're aware anymore, but that 10-minute mark's not a thing anymore. You can make a 1.5 minute video and you could still make money. So there you go. I've just told them something else. I keep giving them ideas, god damn it. But yeah, I've got a horrible feeling that I reckon they'll give us something, and it's going to be, you know, they're going to fanfare it out. We've made a video, and it's it's gonna be like pie in the face. I think it's gonna backfire because they're either not gonna give us something new, or they'll give us something new, but it's something new that no one cares about, apart from, like, say, 2 nerds. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, it'll be a real shame if they miss this opportunity to make everyone happy. Not just a nice birthday present for you, but obviously a gift to everyone, because we need it.
Yeah. I want a birthday present, CIG. Come on. Give us something. Would you be pissed off? For example,
Yes.
would you be pissed off if they dropped the Squadron 42 video as a kind of gap filler for the lack of CitizenCon?
Yes, 101%. I found an extra percent of anger just for that. Yes, because it's cheating. Because they owe us it already. It's kind of like someone you give someone a bag of crisps. They owe you a bag of crisps, so they wrap that bag of crisps and give it to you for your birthday.
Yeah, they wait 3 months.
Not a gift.
And give it to you
that's
for your
not
birthday.
a gift. that's a delayed payback, and we are owed Squadron 42 video. So no, it wouldn't be enough. It'd be nice if they kind of had that as an entree or whatever the hell posh people eat. But yeah, no, that wouldn't be good enough for me. The other thing I'll point out is, again, very rarely read the comments, but there were some comments here which are quite funny. So Angel Arc says, I get why cancelling the physical CitizenCon is safer for everyone, but how is not having a digital CitizenCon safer at all? Why is that reasonable? And then basically they go on to say, when there is nothing to show, there is no point in wasting time to fake progress in a digital CitizenCon. And everyone's like, yep, okay, good point, bingo. You've nailed it. They're just using, basically, that COVID's come along at the perfect time for CIG, because they can use it as an excuse for the fact that they've probably got nothing to show us at CitizenCon. They're all going, woohoo!
I don't know, they've got to have something, right? Something. They must have. They can't have nothing. I don't believe that they've just been sitting on their asses for the last 6 months or something.
No.
I'm sure they've got something to show, but I don't know, maybe they missed the trick on actually doing a proper in-game event kind of CitizenCon. But maybe that was just a bit too much work for the devs to code something together for that, with going by the whole backlog that they've already got, adding on a digital CitizenCon to come up with as well. Maybe that was a bit too much. Fair enough. But yeah, they've got to have something.
They must do. I mean, but the problem is, I think, is that they've probably got a load of stuff brewing and bubbling away, but it's not anything that they can show us without putting a bit of effort in. You know
Maybe.
what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, either way, man. And I've said it already now, so I might as well say it again. We're going to get demonetized anyway, but COVID be damned. Give us a video and show us something cool, or else.
What would be cool is if it kind of branched off from last year's CitizenCon. If they kind of, like the next episode followed on from that, where they give us a video where someone goes into Pyro, goes down, lands on a moon or a planet, does something.
Yeah.
Something happens. That would be. They could do this ongoing, rolling, episodic, 1 episode a year, but episodic kind of gameplay reveal every CitizenCon of new stuff as this this thing unfolds. That would be quite cool.
That's a brilliant idea, and they won't do it because it's a brilliant idea, but that would be perfect. The only problem is that I think we figure out that Pyro was fake at the time.
Oh, it was, yeah.
So I don't. That would be tricky, but I'd love to see that. That would be such a cool thing to watch. Just every year, slowly, kind of. It's the equivalent of the development. You're just sort of slowly getting deeper and deeper into this development, and you're slowly kind of getting deeper and deeper into Pyro and like all the things that are going on there. That'd be awesome. Cool. So next up, we've got a post from Severus, and it says, should entering another player's ship without permission give a crime stat? So it's a bit annoyed about this, as I don't see why I can't defend my property without going to prison. So the example was that he was mining with a rock, and he left the ramp of his Valkyrie down because he had to kind of keep going in and out, because obviously the temperatures where he was mining was terrible. And another player landed next to his ramp, jumped into his Valk and tried to take off. So he drove inside, went to the cockpit, and the only way to get him out of the seat now is to unload his shotgun in his face, which he did. And unfortunately, he got like a crime stat for it, quite a hefty crime stat, and now has to go through the rigmarole of getting rid of his crime stat. And he's a role player, and it doesn't fit with his character. So I can see all those points, and I agree that they need some sort of ability where when someone enters your ship, you either give them permission, some sort of like a, something comes up like it does when you accept a mission or whatnot, that says, will you allow Bob in your ship? And you go yes, and then he's part of your ship's world. So then, you can accept him into your environment. And then if you kill him, you get done for it. But if you don't accept them, then they're trespassing and you should be able to kill them. That's my opinion.
I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of in two minds on this one. Should you get a crime stat just for going on someone's ship? I'm not so sure. I mean, the system you're talking about, you could do that quite easily. It automatically grants permission for people in your party, and anyone else, it gives them a trespassing felony or something if you really want to go that way. But I don't know, part of me thinks that might kind of throttle some nefarious gameplay later down the line, and I think it kind of detaches a little bit from the game. Not sure on this one.
I see what you're saying, and you are right. I mean, it would essentially add in an automated part to the game, which it's hard to explain, but I think what should happen is basically crime should be reported for a start. I don't think that crime should just be immediately known. So you should have to actively go and report a crime when it happens. So if someone enters your ship, maybe like without your permission, maybe you should be able to go in your mobiGlas and report a crime. I don't know, or something. But then people would use that to troll people, so it wouldn't work. There's no real way of doing it where it would please everyone, but I fully understand it. The way I look at it is that ship is essentially like your house, and you can't a person can't just walk into your house without some sort of repercussion.
Eventually they'll sort out the crime system so that you don't get a crime stat for killing a trespasser. I'm sure they'll get around to that at some point. But I've actually got a kind of victim blame here a little bit, because the Valk has, for one, it actually has a door that separates the cockpit from the rest of the ship. So if matey Cyan had actually closed the door when he came out of the cockpit, the trespasser would never have been able to get to the cockpit in the first place.
Yeah, that's true.
The other thing I'm not sure if this is actually still a thing or not, but in the past, a ship used to be locked to people not in your party.
Yeah.
So he couldn't have flown off in the ship anyway. Or am I missing something? Has something changed that I'm not aware of?
I'm not sure, because I'm pretty confident that once upon a time in only a patch, maybe last patch or the patch before, I can't remember, when we were in a group, but we had one random, and I can't remember who it was, who came and joined us but wasn't part of our party, flew my freelancer, I'm pretty sure, without my permission technically, but I'm not sure, I might have dreamed it.
We're going to have to science that, I think.
Yeah.
Pretty soon. Because back in the day, if you weren't in the person's party, you couldn't open any doors or operate anything. So
no.
Unless that's changed on the down low, then he probably could never have flown his ship anyway.
Yeah. And then he just murdered a stranger.
Basically just shot someone. Yeah.
Yeah, he's probably homeless. He's probably just needed somewhere warm and you shot him in the face.
Yeah. Just wanted a hot meal and a toilet.
Yeah, exactly.
Shotgunned him.
Yeah. He was obviously in one of these other ships that doesn't have a toilet in it,
Yeah.
You've got to forgive him that. So, Yeah, I definitely agree that at some point they will have to kind of work out the crime system for trespassing, for all manner of crimes, because there's going to be so many little things that people can do that technically are a crime and you need to be punished, but you shouldn't immediately have like a certain level crime stat. Do you know what I mean? There should be minor crimes. So I'll be interested to see how they work that out. But I think we're miles off that. Miles.
Yeah.
Okay, so next up we've got a post from Moorpav, and it says, another year full of promises not fulfilled. Now, I read that the way it's spelt because it amuses me, and I 100% apologise now for this comment, but this is so hard to read. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It's so hard, and if English is your second language, my friend, then fair enough. I'm not judging you on that at all, but my good God, I read it 3 times and I was like, no, it pains me in my heart. But yeah, it's the sentiment is there. The one thing that I must point out before we move on, so there's an asterisk here. An ostrich. There's a fucking ostrich.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus, it's kicking me. No, there's an asterisk here, which is CIG do not make promises.
No.
Done. See, they do not make promises. So anything you think you've been promised, they never promised. They may have hinted at, they may have suggested, they may have, I don't know, other words that can work their way around promise, but they never promise. So so there was nothing promised at CitizenCons or before CitizenCons, basically. So you've got to be very careful there. And I'm sure, I haven't read the comments on this, but I'm sure the comments are like, promises. So yeah, they don't promise anything, but they have shown us a lot of stuff over the past year, which everyone was kind of excited about. And then the roadmaps got bleaker and bleaker and bleaker and bleaker to the point where we're now at 3.11, which is really, really, really thin. So I definitely agree. I think it's another year where I don't feel like a massive amount of progress was made. What do you think?
No, I'm with you. It doesn't feel like a massive amount of progress has been done. And we can look back at CitizenCons for the last 4 or 5 years and pick out bits which still aren't in the game. Yeah, I think that's going to be an ongoing thing for a long, long time. It's good for them to sort of throw these bits in there to sort of hype up the game and show, what the vision is looking like in the future. But on the other hand, it does bite CIG in the arse because people, like Mr. Moorpav, really, get hyped on this stuff and then wonder why haven't you delivered?
Yeah, I think the other problem that CIG have is that they take a thing, let's say like pyro. Jump into other systems, all that sort of stuff. They'll take that, they'll put it out to you, and they will kind of insinuate that is coming this year, sort of thing, or they'll make it appear like that's round the corner. That's the problem, is that they kind of they give people the wrong impression by not telling them anything exactly. That's kind of what happens, and then everyone's confused when stuff's happening. And then you hear that word promise come out. They promised. No, they didn't. But,
they didn't.
It felt like a promise. It's kind of like a pinky swear.
Yeah.
Done with toes or something. I don't know. It's underhanded, but yeah, it is a shame that we're kind of a year on from CitizenCon, which was amazing last year. But we're almost a year. Well, we are.
We are.
What? We are. We're 2 days away from. Yeah. Well, yeah. All right, fair enough.
November,
we're a year. Yeah. A year. And there's nothing really in this year that stands out for me as like, a year's worth of progress, basically. So a little disappointed.
Yeah. We've said this before about CitizenCon showcases where they show us something and then pull it away.
Yeah.
It's not like that mean trick you do on a dog. You sort of show them a treat and they're kind of whining for it, and then you put it back in the box.
Yeah,
it's kind of cruel. But
you pretend to throw it, but you don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we're all just running after something that doesn't exist.
Yeah, they promised me the treat. They did.
Welcome to CIG. Cool. So next up, we've got a post from Darius P, and it says, "Dear CIG, why you can't tell us about overall status of Squadron 42?" Okay, moving on.
Yeah, moving on.
So next up, we've got a post from Annabelle Boo Huxley, and it says, "Loading screen elevators. Please don't do this, CIG." So Annabelle is a little bit annoyed with the fact that they've changed the layouts of the space stations to make it easier to get around. So essentially now you've got this elevator which takes you to certain sections, essentially. So they've kind of sliced it up. The problem with this is Annabelle kind of views this a bit like a loading screen now, because instead of kind of getting out of your ship and then kind of running all the way through the station to get to wherever you needed to go, you essentially kind of get in a lift and end up where you need to be, kind of. Although it's not like that at all, really, because there was always a lift normally, and then lots of running. So yeah, but I can kind of get her point in that, you know, you've essentially created this kind of box where you stand in for a minute and then you are where you need to be. That makes sense.
Yeah, I'm kind of with it, although, you know, I don't want to, you know, I'm not. Okay, so running down a corridor for 2 minutes to get to the next area kind of was a loading screen, kind of. Yeah. Because it gave OCS a chance to load in the next, you know, area of assets.
Yeah.
I guess that's one of the technical reasons why they might have done it. I'm not saying that is 100% positively why there was long corridors everywhere, because I don't fucking know. I'm just saying that's how it comes across.
Yeah.
So this is just another different version of this, where instead of you're running down a corridor, you're just standing in a box. Yeah, it's not a loading screen, but it does kind of feel that way. Only because in the past, other games have used lifts and various other things like that to load in the next part of the mission or whatever.
Yeah,
they kind of hide it behind the elevator door. So
Left 4 Dead, for example.
Exactly. So I kind of get what Annabelle was saying here, and I agree with it, but for a different reason. I think it takes something out of the game a little bit. Kind of what Annabelle's saying here in the post as well, where it feels better when you're running around looking for places rather than standing in a box. Standing in a box, you know, takes away from the experience, whereas running through the station gave it a more impressive feel, like there was stuff there. You know, gives it a bit more lived in feel. That's my main issue with it, and I'm sure there's a bunch of people in the community which kind of think the same thing. I actually wonder why they've gone this route of sticking elevators instead of corridors. Is it to make it more simple for people? Were people literally just getting lost, and rather than putting kind of direction signs all over the place, CIG just thought, fuck it, let's just put elevators instead.
Yeah, I think that's literally it. It's the easiest option. What they've probably done is they've watched one of our streams of me getting lost in these stations over and over again, because I'm just daft. It's got nothing to do with well, it has got a lot to do with how poorly made those stations were. They were lovely looking, but they were maze-like for no real reason. Do you know what I mean? So you had like all these twists and turns with nothing in them. If they had have taken the shops and all the things and that and spread them out throughout the station a little bit more, so that when you ran through there was something else, oh look, another shop, that would have been cool. But you just kind of run through corridors like a rat looking for some cheese, you know, and eventually you find a big area with everything in. So I think they just wanted to make it quicker and simpler, because people moaned, and they really did moan. It's unbelievable. But no, I'm exactly the same boat as you. I think that the whole point of this game is, well, I say the whole point of this game. Let's face it, the majority of people, the whole point of this game is the exploration of it all. You know, everywhere you go is something new to look at. Not a lot, mostly rocks, but still, you know, you can go over there and look at that thing because this game doesn't really limit you in those aspects. And this is limiting you because it's basically saying, you know, you had this whole station to run around in, and now we're just going to go from here to here because it's quick and easy. And that's, yeah, it just seems a bit short-sighted. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah. I don't see why they couldn't have not procedurally generated, but procedurally placed signage around the station. They've already scripted in how the procedural system works, you know, in terms of you can't have this element here, but you can have it going this way and go into there. So they just need to add more into that to say, okay, so if the food court is over in this direction, place a sign here saying food court is this way.
Yeah.
You know, it's just adding another element to that procedural system. And I really hope that they kind of go back or go for something similar to that kind of idea rather than sticking with this kind of teleporting elevator stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because there's the top comment here is from God Emperor Whitey, which I'm pretty sure he was the top commenter on another one as well. So you win that prize, my friend. And it says COG ignored the massive number of suggestions in making navigation easier on stations, including the popular and extremely easy direction signs that point to points of interest or whatever. Instead, they took the easy way out. And then someone said, still hoping for the long-lost technology of printing signs to be rediscovered. Yeah. Which is daft, you know, you've got... it's such a simple thing to do, you would have thought. That, yeah, you know, a bit of coding and it puts a sign up on a wall. But it's got to be more interesting than a bloody elevator, surely. And there's too many buttons, and the buttons don't tell me that they've pressed them. And, I hate your elevators.
Don't get me started on those elevator panels. Why have we still not got updated elevator panels everywhere else? Yeah,
we had it in one ship.
It's in
or something, and
it's in the Carrack and Microtech and nowhere else.
Yeah, and that's so it's like you can only have it in the new things, the new shiny things, or the old things. You have to like press a button. Like I've had it before. I pressed the button and it hasn't actually been pressed. There was some sort of like a bug, so I'm just standing there listening to like ding. Ding, 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 you know, and I'm not going anywhere, and I don't know I'm not going anywhere, you know, so it's just frustrating. Fix your elevators, hashtag fix your shit, and hashtag direction signs. Okay, so there you have it, folks. That is all the posts for this week. We hope you liked them. We hope you found them informative or amusing. And if you did like them, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more Star Citizen content. And don't forget, we do have a new video coming out every Monday, which is covering dev posts on Spectrum called Yellow Alert. So keep your eyes peeled for that. It's pretty cool. And don't forget to sign up to our Discord, and don't forget to hit that notification bell and all the shiny stuff that YouTube offers. Press all the things, and come and talk to us on our Discord, because you know, we're feeling lonely. Not really. We've got so many people on there, and they all talk. So if you want a place which, you know, is an awesome place to talk Star Citizen, come and join us. But that is pretty much it. So thanks very, very much for watching, and we'll see you again next week. Bye bye.
Bye bye.